My prayer closet is full of dead bones and skeletons, ill wills, broken promises. Hatred is my medicine, my flesh, dirty voices in my head, talking 730, foul visions, keep my conscience prison. I'm the adversary, man, it ain't all good. Push me too far, cause it's your hood. Crack like ball bats, smacking balls all wood. But I'm a worshiper, I spit the truth to murderers. The focus on eternal love, yet I fit the bloody glove, the broken arrow, trying to walk a path, crazy narrow, trying to see the Christ. All I see right now, hazy shadows, plus my kicks, muddy from the detours of my flesh, man. Thought I was the best, man. Kid, I'm just a fresh man. Stay locked on this narrow path. Ain't no bus stop, street cops, weed spots, vendors selling free spots. It's the path of the fire, the walk of the flame, the walk in the vein. My cleave marks in victory lane. Come on. This is the road that we walk. This is the flame that we spark. This is the shot in the dark. This is narrow. This is the foreigner's land. This is the covenant plan. This is the blood on my hand. This is narrow. This is my final cry. Read your word is alive. This is the live it or die. This is narrow. This is the path of the scar. This is the pull in your car. This is the breath of the raw. This is narrow. Kid, I'm walking, checking cracks for eternal destiny. This armor got sweat at me. Stormy weather be wetting me. My map is spiritual. My diet, prophet, prayer, and hymnals. I talk to God continual without hearing the decibel. I'm lost, kid. Can't poly now with the rest of you. God, I'm stressing you, cause I'm a leader. I'm impressionable. And every step I take, streets is watching for the self-destruction, game reduction. Every life I'm touching, someone's teeth for sucking like I care. I was in the grabbing hand, lapping beer. Christ called me here, so I serve him like a concierge with all the strength in my frame.
What's good? What's good? What is good, everybody? I apologize for my tardiness. I was putting some stuff together here at the last minute. How is it going with everybody today? How is it going? This one is going to, I know a lot of folks going to feel a type of way, but you know, at the end of the day, I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to speak them facts and I'm going to tell it like it's real, because the wise person has to know is that you have to analyze everything that you do. Everything that you do in your life, you have to analyze it. The minute you start, especially being raised in this false matrix that is America and this Western-led system, this Anglo-led system, which has just the whole world turned upside down, you have to question everything, because these people have been working on us since we were children, since even before we were children, since before we were born. They already had plans to roll you into a certain stigma and a certain type and to give you things that you have been running around claiming as your own and as yourself today. So I'm going to open this up. I'm actually going to start here. Let me share the screen. I'm going to share a few things here. And I know, like I said, a lot of folks ain't gonna like it. You know, it's gonna be a lot of the I don't like it. They ain't gonna be feeling it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off reading this, and then what we're gonna have today is I'm gonna be asking questions. I'm not gonna be saying one thing is this way, one thing is that way. I'm just gonna be showing you things and showing stuff and showing patterns. I want to show you a reality that has been there, but you have been so caught up being in the false reality that you didn't even realize it was the false reality. That's the reality I'm going to show you. That what you thought was reality is a false. That a lot of the things that you have taken into your soul and have formed these emotional ties with and some have put great importance on, I'm going to show you that these things may not necessarily have been from you. Like I said, at this point, I'm just going to be making presentations. I'm not judging any situation or anything. That's for you to do. This message here, if you are not ready to sit down and question everything that you do, that's why I played that my man Sean Slaughter song first, Narrow, because this thing is narrow. So if you just want to walk on the broad path and pretend like you walk in the path of Yah, as long as it's safe and comfortable for you, then this ain't going to be the one for you, because you're going to just be like, oh, that ain't that serious. Oh, that's just this. Oh, that's just that. Oh, da-da-da-da. Now, if you really, really, really are really in waiting to look at yourself in the mirror and to be like, Yah, I want you to show me everything, because Yah said you can't put new wine in the old wineskins. You can't put new wine into old wineskins. So if you're ready to take all that old dirty wine that you've been had curdled up and craggled all up in your soul, that's just got your soul all craggled up, it's time. This is going to be that message for you, because it's going to be the opener to make you start questioning things in your life. Because what we're going to show is that a lot of the things that we, especially a lot in society, and I'm going to be covering I'm going to be covering quite a few parts. I'm going to start here, America. I'm even going to touch a little bit on Japan. I'm going, this is an international thing because we're not the only ones that's under this type of witchcraft. That's what it is. It's witchcraft. Like a lot of times, like I said, y'all hear me say it a lot. Witchcraft ain't just chicken blood and sacrificing and cooking a cake for some demons and stuff, all like that, dressing in all white and doing all that goofy demonic nonsense. A lot of times witchcraft is technocratic. And we've been under a technocratic witchcraft that we've allowed it into our own house. We've accepted it. We just roll with it. We've allowed it to become a part of us. To some people, it's literally all their life. And we're going to go into that. But first, I want to start with some wisdom. We're going to start with some wisdom here. We're going to start here with Proverbs. And then what I want to do is we're going to start for Proverbs for, I'm going to start at 4:17. No, I'm going to start at 4:14, like I had highlighted. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not into the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. This is talking about there's a wicked way of people. There's people that are sitting around planning things, getting these plans put together that so much so that they wake up at night to draw these plans out for the destruction of other people. That's a key thing to keep in mind. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. But the path of the just is the shining light that shineth more and more into the perfect day. The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble. My son, that's another key point right there. The people out here, they doing stuff. They wondering why things ain't happening. They don't even understand why. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you one of the reasons why. My son, attend to my words, incline thy ear unto my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes. Keep them in the midst of thine heart, for they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. I'm going to say, keep thy soul. Thy soul. Oh, let me go in here real quick. See what you say with heart. Oh, that's there. Okay. We just want to check. I ain't finna go into a deep word study on that. I just thought about that real quick. See what word it was using. But keep thy soul with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Put away from thee a forward mouth, and perverse lips put far from thee. Let thine eyes look right on, and let thy eyelids look straight before thee. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. I'm going to say that again. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let thy ways be established. Turn not to the right hand nor the left hand. Remove thy foot from evil. How can you remove your foot from evil? The only way to remove your foot from evil is if you're paying attention to how you're stepping. If you're just out here and you just walk in, everybody walk down this path. That's just what we do. That's just how it is. We all walk this way. Everybody walk this way. We've been walking this way forever. But yeah, people keep coming out in large numbers with broken kneecaps because they keep tripping over these potholes and these holes in there because ain't nobody paying attention to how they walking. And then when you pop your kneecap, you want to be like, oh, God, why did this happen to me? Oh, God, why did God allow this to happen? Why did God allow this? Oh, I'll forget this. I'm going to go do some witchcraft, or I'm going to just go and be wilding out because God just let me fall in this hole. It's, oh, my God, why did God allow this? When if you had been paying attention to the path of your feet, you would have seen that big old hole, but you was too busy distracted. Now, I brought this out. And all of this is going to come into focus as I talk later. As my thumbnail said, I had a little conversation with the robot. Me and the robot was playing Go. That wasn't me in the video. That image, that ain't me. I did put a redhead dude in there, but trust and believe that ain't me. I don't like the robots to try to create no images of me because I have a soul and I don't want no soulless representation of me. It's already bad enough. We got this other crap on there going around. I'm not with the AI making images of me and all. Nah, bro. I have a soul. I don't need you to bring up all that nonsense for that there. But what we're going to do is, so I talked to the robot, and the one thing I first asked about it was the formative years. So I was like, hey, what years during a child's development are the most crucial for them to learn about social cues and learn from their environment? Because I started noticing a trend. My Instagram is full of baby stuff and funny people doing, silly like skits and stuff. That's pretty much the main thing. You know what I'm saying? And I see a lot of these little with these folks with their cute little babies and stuff like that, doing all this little funny stuff. But I started noticing there were a couple of videos that I seen at the same time where it was what was that name? Is it Gracie's Corner? I'm gonna say it's like it's not Gracie's Corner. It's the one with the one Anglo lady. I can't remember the name of the kids show off the top of my head, but it's this kids show that these kids are just fascinated with. Like they are just like they be locked in. I'm talking about they be real young. There was one with this adorable little infant. She was so adorable. Her cute little cheek. She was adorable. And she's sitting there watching this thing, and she just got the biggest smile when this lady came on the screen. So I'm like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. She's her little show or whatever. Then I seen another video with this lady showing again when this show come on. Both of her kids, she had a little older toddler and then the little infant. I'm talking about they were locked. When we grew up, my mom used to babysit kids. So, we used to have Barney back in the day. So, yeah, they would be locked in for like some things. But the way, kids will do is they'll be locked in for a second and then they'll stop and something distract them. They'll play. And then while they playing, they'll be looking over their shoulder. Like they never really just be staying truly locked in. Like something will happen. They'll go and look around or something like that. These kids was locked in. They were locked. And I'm like, what is it about this show that just got these children so fascinated? And why is it that, this is, a thing that we always do? Because again, I told you, just said it. My mom used to babysit kids. We used to throw on Barney. We had a little Barney live experience thing that, that was an hour long and they would play that mess. And we got the little VHS with all the different Barney episodes and them kids would just eat it up. You know what I'm saying? We come home from school and rotate the VHS tapes for my mama. So the kids would watch Barney. So don't think of this me passing no judgment or anything like that, because this is an observation. I'm making all these caveats because I know I'm gonna step on. I know some niggas gonna get mad. I know. I don't care, but I'm laying these things down regardless because hey, I'm out here feeding them. What the Most High told me to do is feed his sheep. So I'm just letting you know this is gonna go against your Babylon brain. I'm just letting you know. So I asked what years during the child's development are the most crucial for them to learn about social cues and learning from their environment. Then, after it's gas, the deep seek like to gas you a little bit. That first paragraph just be like, you don't got to gas me up, bro. You don't got to do all that. Just tell me the answer. I agree. So the most critical period is overwhelmingly ages 2 to 7 years old, with a particularly sensitive peak within that range from the ages 3 to 5. Mind you, the Jesuits have a saying: show me the first 7 years of a man and I'll show you what makes the man. Here's something coming and backing that up. Here's a breakdown of the development stage and why these years are so vital. The absolute crucial window, ages 2 to 7. This period aligns with what psychologist Jan Piaget calls the pre-operational stage. During this time, a child's brain is experiencing explosive growth in key areas for social environmental learning. Prefrontal cortex development, this executive center of the brain responsible for impulse control, empathy, and understanding of others' perspectives, is undergoing a massive construction phase. It's highly plastic, moldable. So this is the part where the mind of the child is designed to assimilate proper social cues. These are the things that are proper in society for me to do. This is how I am supposed to perform and to do as a human. This is when the mind is basically imprintable. So at a time when your mind is most imprintable, we're sitting them down in front of our melanated Hebrew children, even if they're not Hebrew, if they're, any other thing other than Anglo, we're sitting them down and letting these Anglo people download into them. So the first thing that they see, the first thing that they associate as they're seeing this every day is this Anglo lady tapping around and doing her little dance. Or back in the day, it was your boy Steve in his little shirt running around with his cartoon dog. Or if you're a little bit older, it was Pee Wee Herman back in the day with Lawrence Fishburne dressed up as a doggone cowboy for Cowboy Pete. Yes, Lawrence Fishburne was in Pee Wee's Playhouse. And if you said the little magic word, all the little sofas and everything this is the stuff that was going into the mind of children. I'm just putting that out there. This is what we were putting into kids. Think about all the stuff that you allow your kids to see that are young, your grandkids, your niece, your nephews, all the one. We all got cheering around us in one way or another. theory of the mind emerges, ages 3 through 5. This is the single most crucial social skill. It's the ability to understand that other people have their own thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and perspectives that are different from one's own. A child who lacks a theory of mind thinks, I want the red ball, so you must also want the red ball. A child who develops it thinks, I want the red ball, but you look sad because you wanted the red ball. Maybe I can offer you one blue one instead. The key, well, I'm not going to read all that stuff. Just know that this is the key period for your brain. Again, some of this, you got a grain of salt a lot of psychology. My original goal actually was to be a psychologist. Like, psychology fascinated me as even now. I like looking into how people think and the thinking of the mind and the way the Most High shaped our mind and absorbing and observing our reality and questioning it. So psychology was something that appealed to me. However, the so-called father of I'll say Anglo psychology, because I'm quite sure there were different Moors and there were various Hebrews and other melanated people that came off with amazing think pieces that I'm sure Plato and all these other joker Socrates ripped off of and claimed as their own, like Pythagoras putting his name on the math, the law of triangles that's been used since the Sumerians. But yeah, we're going to put it on this Anglo who went to Egypt and learned it in Egypt, and now he's over here with this nonsense. So there's a lot of that. There's not even going on in that regard. So a lot of these so-called psychologists and all that came from these things, just know that the school that they went to regards the best psychologist was a man, Sigmund Freud, who basically went around saying that everybody wanted to have sex with their mama, and that a man who was scared that his family was going to die and he was always worrying about his people going to pass away or something bad happening to him, secretly wanted to have sex with his mom. Mind you, this is real psychology. This is what they see. This is what it's out there. This is what their father of modern psychology did. The man literally was just having issues with his family. And he said, oh, sounds like you want to have sex with your mom, buddy. Oedipus complex, 100%. The man's just paranoid. But, that's why I say take a lot of stuff from psychologists with a grain of salt. There's a lot of things, especially therapists and stuff nowadays. Like every hyena, I feel like therapist is the hyena side gig, because most of these chicks that need therapy themselves want to be therapists. Like, we're not going there. So just keep that in mind. Take it with a grain of salt. The sensitive period within the window. Think of the 2 to 7 period as a crucial construction zone, but ages 3 through 5 are when the foundation is poured in. Peak of observational learning. Children at this age are social sponges. They learn social cues almost exclusively by watching and imitating caregivers, siblings, and peers. They will replicate your tone of voice, your posture when you're angry, and how you greet a neighbor. And we see this all the time. And unfortunately, this is also the age that lots of folks like to put their churn in the back seat and play ratchet behind rap music and then wonder why their kids be out here wilding out. But I digress. Learning social rules. This is when they learn the invisible rules of societal interaction. Turn taking in conversation, reading facial expressions, basically all the basic things that we do, some of them that we don't even realize that we do. That's when this is the stage that we're learning it. This is where we're picking this up. So before age 2, the foundation is laid, crucial but different. Ages 0 to 2 are less about learning complex social cues and more about building the brain's capacity to learn them. The crucial task here is secure attachment. You get the serve and return interaction. When a baby coos and the caregiver responds with a smile and a word, the baby brain builds neural pathways for communication, trust, cause, and effect. So essentially, throughout the whole period, the child is like a sponge. It is learning, it is assimilating, and it is putting everything into place to build the foundation for who they will be as a person. Keep that in mind. That's one of the key things there. So now, my next, little conversation as we continued our game of Go, I was like, this was an interesting one. This one y'all are going to find very, 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 very interesting. This is interesting. My quote, my prompt was, is it possible to brainwash a human mind via hidden methods and TV shows? And what ages are we most susceptible to this? Here it comes with the two, the correction. I have to give me the political correctness. How TV could influence, not brainwash. It doesn't like that word brainwash. We'll see some more. Hidden influence is more about priming, framing, repetition, and emotional manipulation than mind control. I'm going to say this again. It's about priming, framing, repetition, and emotional manipulation. Keep these words in mind. Subliminal messages, flashing images or sounds below conscious perception, have been studied for decades. Meta-analysis show they produce weak, temporary effects or preferences, not durable beliefs or actions. That's actually incorrect, because these little temporary effects on you can have longer lasting effects. Case in point, the theaters back, and I still think they do it today, because when I first learned about this, I started paying attention to it, and you still do smell that heavy popcorn smell in theaters. Back in the day, movie theaters used to pipe popcorn smell. They probably still do it today. Again, they pipe that popcorn smell in to the theater. So while you're sitting there, you may not want no popcorn, because just getting a small tub of popcorn is going to be like $80. you like, I'm good. But since you sitting there, you smelling that popcorn and that smell filling in your nostrils, and you start thinking, man, that popcorn smell good. Man, I'm like, it's just previews on. Let me go get me a bag of popcorn. I'm gonna grab me a bag of popcorn. While you out there, you grab you a bag of popcorn. You figure, man, I'm already spending $80, so I'm gonna spend another $30 on this Snicker bar. So you don't spend $100 on some popcorn and a Snicker bar. Then you're like, well, I'm gonna be thirsty. So then you drop another $50 on the wall on the drink. And now you done bought all this stuff because they were manipulating you via your sense of smell. And you smelling that, and it created a desire in you, combined with the fact that they used to, again, they say they used to, but who's to know if they still don't do it. But movies are played at 24 frames per second. That means that there's 24 still images in 1 second that flash to make it look like there's motion. What they would do was, between certain frames, they would put stuff like, you want Coke? You want Coke? Drink Coke. We want a Coke? Drink Coke. So it's one frame is going by so fast, you don't register it consciously, but subconsciously you're seeing this, and it's making you want to get up and go buy a Coke. So, they can say, oh, it's influence, it's not brainwashed, but in that I would say tomato. And repeated exposure. Certain stereotypes or political framings can normalize ideas, cultivation theory. But this works gradually and is countered by other life experiences. This is actually very understated, because the whole reason why you still have today these jokers saying, oh, black men, when black women say it too, oh, black men be the most, leaving the most, date women. It's not true. Most black men, I think it's like 46%, don't even have kids. So if there's so many of them running around leaving families, how come the majority of black men don't have kids? I think it's even a little bit more than 46%. It's a high number. I was shocked that don't have children at all. Where's this mindset coming from? Where they also say that black men are the most present fathers, today, that was given by this big study that was done on the website. And yet you want to tell us that, oh, we're also absentee. We also don't take care of our kids, but we're also the most present. That don't make sense. How can you be absentee but the most present? What? Something's wrong. Because they took old stats from the 80s and the early 90s and ran with that, and nobody stopped to recheck it. So they just kept saying it. So now the first thing a black woman want to say, oh, all these black men be out here, they be leaving a man, women, and blah, blah, blah. No, just a small percentage of dudes, because y'all be jumping on the same carousel, all be riding the same carousel, not knowing that the amusement park got plenty of other rides out there. But you want to go to the same broke carousel all the time with dirty socks, and then wondering why it ain't working out for me. Well, the carousel is busted. It's old and busted. It looks nice, but it's busted, and you keep running to the wrong thing. But that repeated exposure, that you got the white folk, the white dudes, that's the first thing they say, oh, all right, you don't got your daddy. Again, that's one thing I can say millennials have been turning around. That's been turning around for quite a while now. So you're just quoting old stuff, but it's real to them because they've cultivated this theory into people's souls, and they want to believe it because they got other issues with us. Ages of highest susceptibility. Susceptibility to media influence follows cognitive development, not a single brainwashing window. The most vulnerable periods are early childhood, 2 to 7. High suggestibility, difficulty distinguishing fantasy from reality, and trust in adult presented content. Example, young children may imitate violent or risky behavior seen on TV. Bandura's Bobo doll experiment. You don't even have to have an experiment. We've seen this all the time. Shoot, I remember I ended up busting my brother's lip because we had just got finished playing Double Dragon, and I had seen what the two big muscly Deasley dudes used to be charging into us. So me and him would play fighting, and I charged into him with my shoulder like one of them and caught him by the lip one time, imitating that crap. Or another time when we were re-imitating the Ninja Turtles movie, and when Raphael got kicked in the stomach on the top thing, we all imitated that, and then I found out the hard way it actually hurts to get kicked in the stomach. I had to go and it was time out. Hold on, time out. Let me go lay down for a little bit. But again, just imitating what you saw on TV because we watched Ninja Turtles all day. We watched Kung Fu stuff all. It was always karate stuff from Power Rangers to all the stuff that time. You know, the 90s and the 80s was all about the karate stuff. All the movies from back in the day, Bloodsport and all that kind of stuff. That was what it was all about. That's what we was on as young kids. So that's why I wanted a nunchuck because my favorite Ninja Turtle, Michelangelo, had a pair of nunchucks. So I wanted nunchucks. Oh, my other favorite turtle, Leonardo, had swords. So I wanted swords. This is the influence that's being done on us. And I'm speaking for myself. I'm honest enough to talk for myself. Maybe y'all just got everything, you know, you just did it because you wanted to and it was the cool thing. And like, I'm just going to be honest. The boy got. I came from a generation that got. We got. And now we're ungotten the got. So early adolescence, 10 to 14. Peak identity formation and social learning, heightened sensitivity to peer norms and authority figures depicted on screen, more vulnerable to emotional manipulation. This is true. Teenagers are extremely vulnerable to emotional manipulation because they're going through their hormones are all over the place. So their emotions are up and down and around because their hormones are all firing and developing and getting into place and solidifying and stuff. So if you don't have nobody to guide you properly like a parent should, then you're going to be messed up. Unfortunately, most parents never had nobody to guide them because their parents was messed up and you just had trauma, getting past the trauma. So everybody was unstable from the get-go. Even if you was the most, my family was different. I had my mom and that nigga, we all had issues. I had my mom and dad. We all had issues. My mom and dad passed down the most high yah to me, but they also passed down their porn addiction to me. 2 years old. I didn't even get a chance to grow up on my own and have my own mind free of perversion. I'm here at 5, 10, 11 years old seeing pornographic scenes in my head and having no clue where they came from. And I know I'm not the only one that this happened to and the only one that we seen things. All of us was born in nonsense. But if you're not honest and if you don't, like the scripture say, examine your ways, you'll never step out of the nonsense. So we have to understand that here we are seeing, me and the robot having our powwow, these early years mean something. So the next time somebody tell you, oh, it's just entertainment, oh, you're just going too far, think back on this and think about how stupid they sound. You don't even have to argue with them because if they're going to sit there and be like, oh, it's just entertainment, oh, you're just going too far, they're already gone. They're already gone. You don't even want to look into the foot of your path. And then when you stumble and fall, you're going to be like, God, why did this happen to me? Because you own that nonsense. So, and then they also say elderly, 75 plus with caveats, not inherently more suggestive, but if cognitive decline, dementia, things like that, you will be more in. Now, it was trying to tell me why hidden ads would fail for brainwashing because of selective attention and prior beliefs. People filter information through existing schemas. A hidden message contrary to core beliefs generates no lasting change. That's not true. A hidden message contrary to core beliefs may not change anything initially, but look at how quickly when the gay thing got pushed at the highest level, because again, the authority figure sets it for everything else. So when they really started pushing that gay marriage thing, thanks Obama, push that nonsense in the play. Look at how many gay churches started popping up out of the place. All of a sudden, the Bible did, abomination don't mean abomination no more. I guess we shouldn't be surprised black don't mean black because abomination never meant abomination. That was the first thing they wanted to change. All this stuff that became different and all on this stuff. Like I said, I don't care if you want to go and, put your member where you want to put your member. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But don't do it when you try to align yourself with an ancient text that clearly talks against it. That's my thing. You can say, oh, the Bible, that's fine. You can believe that. Go off and do what you want to do and live your life, buddy. But don't sit here and try to associate it with Yah. That ain't it. You can't do that, my friend. That's like me saying, oh, the KKK would be cool with me hanging out. I'm going to be like, be just like Dave Chappelle character. I'm be hanging up there with the doggone and the K clans. Like, okay, I'll be hanging all right. You're going to be hanging out all right. Jokers be wanting to change the world for their own delusion within their soul. And this is how that happens because a lot of us got deluded from so young. And this thing started as a foundation that it became more and easy for them to add more delusion into us. I'm quite sure as I'm saying this, y'all thinking about stuff that happened when you was young, thinking about stuff you used to watch. How is it that if I that as soon as I go, they're great, What am I saying? Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. They're great. Everybody who was in the 90s already know what I'm on. Or follow your nose. You already know what I'm talking about. Or if I say it's the San Francisco treat, you already know what I'm talking about. Why is it that you know just off of a few words from the jingle, you can probably finish the song better than me? Why is that? Because you had repetitiously seen a commercial that used a combination of techniques to ingratiate itself within your soul. My nigga, that is witchcraft. I'm sorry. That is witchcraft. These things aren't just done by accident. They find the most effective method to bypass your cognitive objections and to endear yourself into your soul. So they have no opposition. They can program you and input an engram in you, and you don't even realize it because you're just sitting there bopping your head to the beat, or you're sitting there crying because the movie was getting to your spirit. Oh, this was so amazing. Or you're so inspired by just this amazing display of goodness. You're like, oh, this is so amazing. Oh, look at how he can dunk the ball from the half court. You're so enamored in that you just ignore the fact that the man evil and don't do nothing but for himself. That, Jordan could have made them shoes cheaper. He knew that niggas was hiding in garbage. Niggas used to hide in the mall in garbage cans whenever there was a new shoe that was about to be released. Like, niggas was losing their life over a pair of stupid shoes. You don't think that if this man was concerned about the community, he would have been like, hey, man, we need to make the shoes a little more affordable. It don't make sense to have shoes if people is losing their life over it. My respect. That's what a leader does. A leader will adjust things and be like, I got to do what's good for the community. No, that nigga didn't care. He did what was good for his pockets. He ain't care. They made them shoes for $2 a pair, and they were charging you niggas $225 back in 1999. In the 90s, you was paying $200 over Jordans. That was when money still had some inherent value to it. It still had the residual of gold on it. Nixon's change hadn't fully kicked in yet, so the dollar was still kicking. But when you can still get gas for 99 cents, as I just got finished paying $4.30 for some gas that evaporated into the ether as I drove down the block. Lack of isolation and control. True brainwashing, as in coercive persuasion, requires total environmental control, sleep deprivation, social peer pressure, and repetition over weeks. Impossible via TV show alone. Again, I disagree here. I agree that what we've been taught about brainwashing probably controls that. But again, they didn't teach nobody about the ether. Have they ever taught you in school what light travels on? They said, oh, there's no such thing as the ether, but what does light travel on? If your cell phone is in a vacuum tube, there's no air, no atmosphere in it, but if you call it, it still rings. What is that signal traveling on? These are things that if you stop and think about logically, if you stopping from the narrative and you just think about it, you're like, 2 + 2 is not making 4 right now. It's looking a lot like 13. So I need to go back and see where I messed up during my addition here to find out where did all this extra nonsense come from. And this is the same thing that we have to do for almost everything, especially for different norms and beliefs that we have that we may have deemed as okay. And I'm going to go into further, but I just want to kind of show you something here. So I put my next question. If the brainwashing wasn't limited to just a single TV show, but disseminated via all forms of media and backed by large financial sources, would it be possible then? Now, it printed out a large answer, and then it redacted it and said, sorry, that's beyond my scope. Let's talk about something else. I can't let you do that, Red. I understand that question that you're asking. You're getting too close to something that we don't want nobody to know about. So the powers that be have put bars on my lips, so I can't tell you. Now, it did tell me something. It printed out something, but then it killed it all in like a second, and then it gave me this. So I asked again the same question just to see if it was a mess error. It did the same thing. Boom, boom. And did not tell me anything about brainwashing. It just did not like me talking about brainwashing. Now, whenever you find something heavily censored, that lets you know that there's something to it. That's all I'm going to say about that. If this was nothing, if it was nonsense, it would have no issues with spitting me out something. But apparently something about my question, and especially about the way I framed it, the way I know that it works because I see it in action. They're like, oh, that's beyond my scope. Let's just talk about something else. We ain't gonna talk about that right now. That's what AI said. He ain't want to have that conversation with me. I was like, all right, Deep Sea, let me change my question. Is it possible to influence masses of people with a coordinated media effort backed by huge financial resources? And then that's when it said, yes, absolutely. What you're describing is not brainwashing in the science fiction sense, but rather large-scale persuasion, propaganda, or engineered consent. I love that word, phrase rather. Engineered consent. You have been consenting to things. You have consented into an identity that has been handed to you. A lot of us are walking in identities that are not ours. Who told you that you was an alpha male? Who told you that you was a pimp? Who told you that you was a player, that you was out here rolling the street, or a real nigga in the sense of the street hood, in the sense of a real nigga? Who told you that? Who told you that, my guy? Who told you happy wife, happy life? Who told you that? Who told you that all the man got to do is go to work and come home and make sure everything good, and then that's all that's needed for him to do, and he can just grow old and die because he's done well for his family? Who told you that? Who told you that? Who said that? Who told you that you had to be a boss bee, a boss chicken, and you can have everything? You can have a family. You can be number one in your career. You can do all this stuff, and you can go on trips every 9 days, and you can do all this stuff and still be successful. Who told you that? Why are you stressing yourself out trying to live up to an ideal that wasn't even designed in you as a human being, let alone meant for you as a human? It wasn't designed nor meant for you. And yet you're trying to fit yourself in this aesthetic. And then as you tear yourself apart, you're wondering, why is this happening? Who told you that? Who told you you was naked? Who told you that? Where did that come from? Could it be that snake was out here influencing folks, telling them to do a thing, giving you through engineered consent, by manipulating your emotions and putting you into a situation that you didn't even realize it was you because your emotions was engineered and you accepted something that you didn't even realize? We have been party to this pimp player lifestyle because we bumped pimping back in the day, because we bumped all this stuff, because we watched Dolomite and we watched American Pimp and we watched Pimps Up, Hoes Down. Well, I did. Or we watched Boys in the Hood, or we watched Stella Got Her Groove Back, or all this stuff, and it hit us and we identify, oh, Stella, oh yeah, girl, I got cheated on too, girl, oh yeah, girl, next nigga that do that to me, I'm gonna burn his stuff. You seen after she did that junk in that video, and then you had the combination with Left Eye burning that nigga that one football player's house down. Then that's when you started. You didn't hear about it as much until social media, because that's when you could catch it. But you would hear dudes talk about it all the time, about how they be cutting up their clothes and doing all this. All this stuff happened after these movies. Then you got these music videos and stuff coming out where all the women wilding out. You got Khalees talking about, I hate you so much right now, messing everything up and knocking things down. And then we wonder why women are so violent. When was the last time you seen a soft video of like Kelly Price when she had the song where her friend slept with her husband and all she did was cry and then pack her bags and leave? She ain't cut nothing up. She ain't act up. She just took, okay, you messed up, I'm gonna put my big girl pants on and I'm gonna dip. Like what you supposed to do. Okay, you ain't right. I'm leaving. I'm out. You violated our agreements. I'm out. You don't see that no more. You don't see the more feminine side. You don't see you don't see a dude that handles a situation masculinely correct, where a woman try to step to him on some nonsense and then he be like, oh no, I'm not dealing with that. No, they call that misogynistic. When a man stand up for himself and he don't bow to the wiles of a woman. I just seen a thing with Stephen A where he was saying, hey, if I come home and you with me, I expect you to cook. What he expected as a man. And then this sorry nigga who gave his testicles up to the cult of Lilith, this clown of a nigga, get on the panel with these other hyenas to try to grill that nigga. Oh, you said some things that were kind of egregious and rather misogynistic. And, these are women on here who are amazing, accomplished individuals. And how dare you tell them to make you a sandwich? And he was like, look, I don't even like Stephen A like that. I feel like he's still a coon. But in this one right here, I was riding for him because he was like, my daughter came to me and said the same thing. Oh, Dad, you and this and this. He said, you just got to understand. I don't care. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. When you don't bow down to the cult of public opinion, I don't care. Now, he was just right in this instance. A broken clock is right every once or twice a day. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean I'm all of a sudden a Stephen A. fan, because I still think that he's a whole raccoon of a Negro that's on the bandwagon. He's just that I feel like they're allowed a few little days of the month or the year to say what they really feel and to get it out there. And so Massa gave him a window, and that's what he used it for. But that's how this thing goes. Is what you believe in and what you're holding to, is that really yours? And then it goes, when you combine coordinated media, TV, news, social media, streaming, podcasts, influencers, huge financial resources for production, placement, repetition, and psychological targeting. That's where the bots come in. That's why when you open up your For You page, you be having all kinds of stuff on there. Sometimes they be trying to try you. Every now and then they'll throw something goofy out there to try you. Oh, you like that one? Okay, I'm gonna throw you more goofy stuff. I can tell you, I've seen this happen in real time. I really, especially knowing what I know about YouTube and how it all came about before this, you cannot tell me this was not a psychological experiment. I know it was. I remember it like it was yesterday, because I used to work the late shift at this. I used to work for AOL tech support, and I had a late shift. So I got home, I'm still kind of wired up and stuff. So I'm up, and I decided to watch some YouTube. And when I turn on YouTube, the whole front page. This is before the algorithms was in how they are now. You just had this YouTube search algorithm back then, or rather the Google search algorithm. This is before Google and YouTube even came together officially. And the whole front page was Tayzonday's video, Chocolate Rain. I remember, I thought something was goofy. I thought it got hacked. I was like, what is this? Every video on the front page was Tayzonday, Chocolate Rain. The whole thing. Do you know that like a day or so after that, his video went viral, and then this joker ended up on Good Morning America. He ended up with a doggone deal with Coke for Cherry Chocolate Coke. He made a song for them with that. Like, he was popping after that one situation. You can't tell me that this was not a psychological targeted event where them testing to see if we put something in a position where lots of people can see it, can we artificially make something go viral? I can tell you that they have done this many times. When the young black girl went and lived in her van, and now all of a sudden you got all these Hebrew women talking about, I want to live in a van. I want to live in a van. Because they knew already that by pulling you away from men and making this stuff, when you was going to hit rock bottom, so you couldn't afford rent. So living in the van sounds more amazing. But what they didn't tell you is that the government is secretly making it so you can't be homeless. And so living in your van is slowly becoming more and more illegal. Like the one girl who was sleeping in a van in the Walmart parking lot and almost got arrested. Or you can't park on the side of the road. They're making it so like they're cracking down on these type of stuff. They don't tell you that. They be leading you into a trap, but you're thinking, oh, it's just something I want to do. It's something I want to try. But you didn't realize the artificially inflated young black girl that they used. I mean, YouTube, even I got stuff for this. I don't look at nothing like that. I was getting suggestions for that mess at that time. And even people at the time were calling out. They're like, YouTube is propping her up. See, now people are more aware of these type of things, and they're more vigilant because it don't make sense. It's like, who did this person come from? Like, what's her name? The Ronald McDonald head rapper chick that did the SpongeBob song and all this other crap. I forget her name. All she know how to do is twerk. She's garbage, but she's pure garbage. Pure. I remember she was on the show, Ice Spice, that's her name, and she was on the show, and they asked her, "Hey, can you do a freestyle?" And she was like, "All right." And they got the beat playing, and then she just sitting there bouncing. Do you know this no talent garbage heifer stood up and started twerking? She's supposed to freestyle, and she got up and turned around and started twerking. That's letting you know that that's all I know how to do. I am a created bot of the system. I'm not real. She's literally no better than the AI influencers that they're now creating. Now that they got AI to make AI influencers, they don't need niggas like that no more. Hey, we don't need you no more. We don't have to waste resources to prop nobody else. We'll just make a little fake one AI thing, and they'll do what we say. Regardless, it's going to do what we say. We don't need to have a dummy like Ice Spice and put controllers in there and all that. All we need to do is just create something and have a few programmers make something, and then boom, 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 there it goes. That's how that thing goes. These people are not made. They're fake. Almost all of them. Man, look. Everybody wanted to say just because Ja Rule was getting played everywhere, but you want to act like Ja Rule had talent and didn't realize that he was just a $2. He was Temu Tupac. Y'all out here going crazy over Temu Tupac, baby. Every little thing that we do. And I remember when he first came out on the doggone soundtrack for Rush Hour, and he on the song with Jay-Z, and we're like, who this fake? He even wore his doggone bandana the same wrong way, the same gay way that Tupac wears his. And it's the gay way because men don't tie their bandanas in the front like that. That's what the women did. If you look at that poster from back during World War II with the Yes We Can, because they had all the women in the factories making ammunition, so that's where they wanted to get the girl. Oh, be a girl boss, make ammunition for the war. So that's where some of that stuff started. And you see she was wearing her tie like that, wrapped in the front. You always tied it in the back as a dude. And these niggas running around with it at front and everybody acting like they're just the pinnacles of masculinity. Okay. And then you wonder why most of the men that these women be liking be homo on the low. That's all I'm saying. Everything ain't what it seemed. Repetition and the illusion of truth effect. People tend to believe statements they hear repeatedly, even if they're false. With enough money, a message can be placed across every major channel till it feels like common sense. Emotional priming, fear, anger, hope, and nostalgia, short-circuiting, critical thinking. Well-funded campaigns test which emotional hooks drive engagement and then saturate media with them. Framing and agenda setting. You don't have to lie. You simply choose which facts to highlight. That's another thing. Selective truth is one of the most diabolical and demonic ways of disseminating facts and dealing. And that's what these jokers do so well. They will give you a truth, and it'll be true, but it's a slight framework with the way that they frame it, and it's not the complete truth. They omit a lot of stuff, but they'll tell you a part of it that is true. So they're like, I'm not lying, it's true, but they fail to tell you about the catch-all. The common thing that they call it is the monkey paw effect. You'll wish for something and the monkey paw will grant that wish, but that wish comes with some crazy consequence tied to it that you didn't, the unforeseen consequence. That's the same crap how they present things. Yeah, you're going to get this truth, but it also has this unforeseen nonsense that's in it. That's what they do all the time with these big old bills and all this stuff that they be packing. They're like, oh yeah, this bill's going to do this. I remember that it was down here in Florida, and I tried to tell people about it, but of course nobody pays attention. They made a bill saying that inmates that had served prison time would be allowed to vote again. So everybody, I know, especially all the people I knew with that had felonies, they was happy. Oh yeah, we gonna vote. Yeah. So I was like, they ain't gonna do nothing for the good of niggas. So let me read into this. So I actually read, that's probably one of the first bills I read into. And I read into that thing, and then sure enough, embedded deep down in the bottom, it also included a clause that allowed all the sitting judges to have the age out raised to like 76 or 75. So now these jokers can sit on the bench longer to be 75 years old. They tucked that in underneath the bill to let felons have their voting rights back. So of course, all the black folks that was felons was happy about it. And I tried to tell them, I said, look, man, no, they trying to let these old judges stay on there. These jokers are old. They can't even set their own cell phone. They need to go on somewhere. They just sitting there absorbing all the money and destroying the future for the youth. That's what they do. Nobody listened. Nobody cared. They voted for it. And now you got these old crockety judges that's allowed to sit up here decrepit and embalmed practically on these judge seats with spider webs growing off of them because they're so old and decrepit, but they still sitting there collecting money and running with their own kingdom and making things worse for the younger generation. Not just the Hebrews, but even their own younger generation. They don't care. This is what they do. This is how they push things out. It may seem good, but you have to analyze it all. Manufactured consensus. Pay for apparently independent experts, fake grassroots movements, astroturfing, or multiple media outlets to repeat the same line. The public perceives a majority view even when none exists. This is extremely popular. Whenever you read a news article that says from experts close to the matter, who are those experts close to the matter? Who is that? The CIA? Excuse me. Take a quick drink. Who is that? That expert close to the matter? CIA? Who is that? Who is that expert close to the matter? Why is it they don't never give names and all that? It's always these dubious things that they put in there. Or they try to say, oh, look at how many people are doing this and look at how many people are doing that. And most of it's fake. It be fake. These jokers don't even be there for real. It be fake people that's paid to show up for stuff. They'll have the media frame it and look like a ton of people are there. But when you see another picture, you'll see that everybody was just crowded into one part that the media showed. It was really nobody else there. But people think, oh, there's so many people that came out for this. Oh, my God. Oh, I guess I should make it important for me, too, because, oh, look how many people talk about, oh, climate change is so real. Climate change. When the last time you heard a nigga talk about the ozone layer? When the last time y'all heard somebody talk about the ozone layer? I remember growing up, the ozone layer had holes in it because niggas was using hairspray. And that if we didn't stop it, that the ozone was going to go away and we all was just going to burn to a crisp. Or before that, when they were telling people that there was going to be an ice age and there's ice age coming, and they had all these so-called experts and scientists come, and oh, this is Josh Mosh Bakash, and he's got a PhD in flabbergastery and gaslighting, and he's going to tell you what you need to know. Climate change is real. Give money to the government. Climate change is real. And niggas just sit there, oh, climate change is real. A few years ago, it was the ozone layer. Nigga, make up your mind. Make up your mind. These things that you choose, that you will sit and go and tie yourself up into a whole theater, or you'll throw paint on paintings and all this stuff and chain yourself into the buildings. You know, that's mainly what Anglos do, these young Anglo kids. But you're doing all this over lies. Because again, remember, it said that at a younger age, you're more easily be influenced emotionally. So you've been influenced about this emotionally since you were 14. You've grown up and circulated this amongst all your peers. And now you've created this reality where if I don't throw paint on this fake Mona Lisa that they got sitting out here, they're going to destroy the whole world. We're all going to die and everything's going to go away. There's not enough stuff for all the people in the world. Oh my God. But humanity has gotten by just fine. The cows that were numerous in the world before never caused none of these problems before. But all of a sudden now cows are a problem. Oh, okay. Where did that come from? Are you sure that came from you? Targeted micro campaigns. With big budgets, you can segment population by age, location, fears, values, then deliver slightly different versions of the same message to each group. Social media ads for the young, cable news for the elderly. They do this all the time. We see this all the time. Whenever a black man commit a crime, they always use the most heaviest, the craziest of language. When that crazy psychopath, during that Dark Knight film, walked in the theater through the exit and killed all those people, what did they say? Oh, he was a good kid. I don't know what happened. I mean, he was such a nice guy. I used to eat pie from him all the time. He had the best pie. I used to go over there and we'd have some mashed potatoes with raisins in it. And then we had some potato salad with raisins in it. And then we had that cherry pie. I don't know why he's crazy. He was such a good guy. But then when the one brother saved the girls out of that basement, they went digging through his history and was like, oh yeah, the man who rescued the 5 women wasn't always such a good man. Just 3 years ago, he had all this and he was beating on his woman. And they go digging through the nigga history to find anything that they can use against him. Mind you, he just got finished rescuing young white women at that. This guy killed people and they tried to frame him as a tortured soul. But because he matched the profile. We're very familiar with this. We're familiar with this one. We understand this one, but we don't understand that it's also been used against us too. And I'm going to show you in the later. This is just my primer. I'm going to start showing you some things to jog your brains. So this is all real world and documented and different things like that. Again, I asked it about brainwashing. And it kept giving me the same question. Was like, oh, sorry, that's beyond my scope. I'm not going to do that. So, you know, I tried to expand it. It gave it some other things, but here's another. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there on that one. So what I'm going to talk about here is another thing. It's not a official clinical diagnosis, but it's a real thing that we see happening a lot, especially within our, I would say especially high within the millennials generation I'm in, and then every generation coming in after. It's especially amplified in the younger generations. Main character syndrome. Main character syndrome is an informal, non-clinical term describing a mindset where individuals view themselves as the protagonist of their life story, treating everyone else as secondary characters or supporting cast. Originating from social media trends. It's not a recognized medical diagnosis or mental health disorder, but rather a cultural observation of self-centered behavior. Now, think about this. believing one's experience, emotions, and problems are significantly more important than those of others, lacking empathy, failing to recognize that other people have their own independent lives and struggles and histories, attention seeking, acting as if they're constantly under a spotlight, often prioritizing personal image and validation over authentic interaction, inauthenticity, presenting a curated, fictionalized version of oneself rather than being genuine in social situations. I know we've all seen a person like this in one way or other. Where does this come from? Where do we see these things coming from? Where is it? Where does that come from? I'm going to do this. It's one of the things that I forgot that I'm going to bring up on here real quick. Give me a quick second. I'm going to pop this open to show why I was talking about. So I'm going to show you. This is my man's meat cannon here. He has some interesting stuff, some funny things going on. And I want to show some of the stuff he's talking about. So I want to, let's see here. We're going to, I want to pull in. Nah, we're not going to do that. I want to, where's the one he had? Here we go. So this right here is what I wanted to show. They are apparently, and I didn't recognize this because I'm not typically on the Anglo side of any type of, I'm not on TikTok at all. But apparently there's a thing on TikTok where you essentially have millennial white women, and there's a couple of guys doing it too, but mainly white women that just make goofy faces like this. This is what they do. They make faces. This is all they do. And I know there was no sound. I didn't want any sound coming through on this one. I just wanted you to see the face, the faces that this person is doing, what they're doing. They're making faces and making all these goofy facial icons and doing, see how she's doing all this kind of goofy stuff right here, all this crazy stuff, making all these different faces and all these sounds. Like this is, again, look, this is like a thing. They call it millennial core. But when they grew up, what were they watching? Then you'll turn around and you'll see stuff like this, and then it kind of makes more sense as to why and what was going on in the minds. Remember, we were all young looking at these different things. Oh my gosh, this is not my normal account, and so it's doing this because I have an ad blocker and it's probably trying to play ads, but I already pay for YouTube Premium, so they can kick rocks. So I know there's no sound because I don't want to get, I don't want to deal with their copyright crap. But see here, Jim Carrey doing what he's doing and stuff like that. Now, look at how the women were making their faces, and look at this man's face here. You see how they were making all those faces? Where did they get that from? Where do you think that they got that from? Where do you think that all this came from? Remember how it said the receptibility. Think about all the comedies from the 90s. Think about all the comedies that came out, how a lot like Happy Gilmore, and of course all the Jim Carrey movies from The Mask and Ace Ventura, and all the time they would make all those goofy faces. Now you have grown adults still imitating what they saw on TV. These jokers are in their 40s, y'all. They're in their 40s. I'm 42. I'm an elder millennial. I'm like barely there in the cusp of it. I'm like in the middle of X and millennial. I was thinking about it one day with my one homie. She's in the middle of the boomers in X, and I'm like, man, I'm the same way. I'm in the middle of X and in the millennials. I'm like in the middle of all that stuff. And I never thought that this is what people were doing on TikTok. There's literally even one guy who's literally looking like Jim Carrey. It's this guy, and his whole content is making goofy faces like Jim Carrey. He's making the crazy faces. That's his content. That's his content. Where did he get that from? What was given to you? Again, I'm just asking questions at this point because this is just the beginning. I'm about to step on some toes. This is a wedding that was set up right here. Again, there's not going to be no music, no sound. But look, this is their wedding. This is the day that they're supposed to be celebrating their marriage. Look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing. Again, why is it that you have to embark on somebody else's creativity on the day that you're dedicating your life to your woman? Why is it that you couldn't come up with something that's a tradition between you and your wife together? Why is it that we must imitate what has been fed into us through pop culture? Why is that? Instead of us sitting here creating something, we're doing lightsaber sword fights. Again, don't think, oh, it's cool. Why? You got to think about the order of the steps. You have to ponder thy steps. That's why I read that. Ponder thy steps. Why is this a thing? Why? Why is it that they're more inclined to do this than to sit down and come up with something on their own? Here's another one. And I ain't gonna lie, they did their thing in this duel. This duel was actually pretty cool. My nigga's dressed up like a whole Skywalker right here. He going in. He's going in. They sat there and did this again. Why? Of all this energy, you put all this energy into somebody else's imagination. They even got the sound effects. If I had the sound on, you would hear the Star Wars music, the sound effects. You can see the clashes. All that's a third party. They spent all this money and time for this, for somebody else's thought process, somebody else's vision. And they've based their lives around somebody else's world, somebody else's small existence that they created. It is this world of Star Wars. Their whole life as a human is wrapped into this. Why? Why is it that they couldn't just say, hey, let's come up with something for us that's not based on it? Let's find something, we both like nature, so we'll have it outside and we'll have our favorite plants around us or something like that. Or why is it that your mindset is not on the God, his goodness in the world, and you finding a place in this and you building a place and using the mind that y'all giving you? Why is it that we have to lose ourselves in these fantasy worlds? Why is it that this escapism permeates through everything? Why? And this even goes for cosplayers too. I know that's going to sound bad for some folks that cosplay, but why is it? Why? Here's the where's my definition? Where did I put it? Oh, don't tell me my oh, here it is. I want to pull this up real quick. Fan, an enthusiastic devotee. I'm going to say that again. An enthusiastic devotee as a sport or performing art, usually as a spectator. An ardent admirer or enthusiast of a celebrity or a pursuit. The fanatical origin of fan. Fan is generally and very likely correctly believed to be a shortened form of fanatic. The origin of fanatic, which can be traced back to the Latin word fanum, meaning sanctuary, temple, is less commented on. In English, fan made it early, okay, but again, it's tracked back to the word fanum, which means sanctuary and temple. Don't you see this do you not see this as worship? Do you not see this as worship? They could be sitting here thanking Yah and having a prayer to the Most High Yah for the future of their family. They could be having a dedicated prayer where all the family comes into agreement with them for the future of their seed and the future of their genealogy. But instead, they're having a Star Wars fight. They're having a Star Wars fight. I'm about to correct you right here, buddy. Mr. W, I'm going to correct you because you don't even realize we have their thoughts. That's what I'm saying. Don't get too caught up in that you don't see it within yourself. I'm just starting off. Don't get it twisted. Everybody been touched by this. Everybody been touched by this. The word fanatic, meaning a person exhibiting excessive enthusiasm and intense, uncritical devotion towards some controversial matter, as in religion or politics. But it's not just controversial matters. It's also a person who's extremely enthusiastic about and devoted to some interest or activity. And you can see here the uncritical devotion. That means you're not even questioning it. It's no question. You don't even think about it. You don't even order your steps. You just do it because I like this thing and I'm going to do it. You don't say, why am I going to dress up as this creature that if it existed, it would actually be against the Most High Yah? I mean, this is an elf. I like elves, because of this story. The story made this character who's an elf who I really like this elf, but elves in reality are the seed of the Nephilim. The tall, skinny, fair. That's literally what they call the Nords. That's literally what they call the Ubermensch over in Germany. It's literally the same things that the natives, not these FBA garbage dumb niggas. I'm talking about the Russians that came over on the ice shelf, that came down in here, was fighting these types of things. That's what those are. But we dress up as it and go to conventions and be like, oh, I'm going to dress up as this guy, Gojo, even though Gojo's the coolest guy because he uses cursed energy from demons. He uses curses to beat demons. So I'm going to dress as this dude who uses curses and then wonder why crazy stuff happens in my life. I'm just saying. When you get dudes, they call themselves alpha males. Alpha. What do you mean you are alpha male? Hold on. When we go here to alpha, when the definition that people mean it as a socially dominant person or animal. So you want to call yourself an alpha male? Did the pretty much the most important man who walked this earth, the Messiah? Did he run around saying he did say he was alpha, because he was attached to the alpha and omega, the real one, the beginning and the end. So you want to say you alpha because of what? Because you sleep with a lot of women? Because goofy females that are broken in their mind are attracted to you because you have brokenness in you too? So you feel like this makes you alpha? Oh, because you could puff yourself up and beat up and niggas, fear you? That makes you alpha? An alpha should be a leader. A leader is actually a person who serves his community, not who runs around beating his chest and acting like I got the most women, acting too cool for this and too cool for that and being all like self-serving. You self-serving niggas ain't alphas. You niggas are the weakest of the weakest. You infidels. You're not an alpha. This was something that was created because animals call themselves that. The animals have a pack order of alphas and all that kind of mess. We have leaders. And leaders don't move like this modern iteration of alpha. Oh, you niggas is beta. I'm alpha. Da, da, da. What makes you alpha, nigga? Because you get in the draws of Lilith-led losers. These loser women that don't even know themselves. They hate themselves. They don't even wear their own natural hair. And you proud of betting them. They have hate issues and issues within themselves. And you manipulate it to your own gain for your selfish gain. And you dare to call yourself an alpha? But you were told this because you saw Tate talk about it, because you see all these other tough guy niggas talk about it, and we got so many black niggas running around beating their chest talking about I'm alpha because you fresh off the pen and you had 5 pen pals from 5 lame ladies. Or you was out here running the streets and you big and swollen, you think niggas scared of you, so you think you alpha when you're nothing more than an infidel. It's like I said, brother. I ain't picking on you, my man, Mr. W. I'm not picking on you. I'm just letting you know this thing is deep. And everybody got touched by it. Everybody. Well, who told you this? Who told you that? To me, one of the biggest, most prominent figures in our history was our elder and ancestor and forebear, Abram. He ain't running around beating his chest that I'm alpha nigga. Did that. He went around humble. He was treated like a king in other people's lands because he was humble. He put the Most High first. He would have a vineyard set up. So if you was walking through, you could eat freely of his vineyard. He kept clothes and food, and he would feed travelers. And as he fed the travelers, he gave them wisdom from the Yah. That's a leader right there. That's the type of man we should aspire to be like. Not some nigga running around making bastards. That's not alpha. But this is what we have been taught and told. So niggas are sitting here listening because they have no male father figure really to lead them up because they've been told that, oh, this father figure ain't it. And sometimes the daddy that they do have is on some goofiness. He out running the streets. He can't tell you because he don't even know himself because he don't never seen a really good man himself because his dad was on nonsense. So all he could pass down is nonsense because his dad was on nonsense. His uncle was on nonsense. So all he got is nonsense. And then you want to sit here and use this nonsense as the basis of who you are as a man. So you find it. Where do I make my manhood? Oh, my manhood is in all this stuff. It's in this. It's in that. Oh, this is my manhood. Here you got out here doing all this. They out here doing all this. This manhood. This is what alpha niggas do. We just hang out. I ain't saying hanging out, having fun. But again, look at what they got on. Tattoos all over. Who told you about that? Our people used to never get tattoos. Why we got niggas out here now normalizing? Who did this? We know we seen this from the rappers. Gucci Mane and all these crazy niggas getting tattoos on their face. It used to be the crazy niggas back in the day that we knew had tattoos on their face. Them niggas is killers. Now you got all these goofball niggas out here putting tattoos all over their face. All these niggas out here doing all this goofy stuff. This alpha male. This alpha. This is how we do. This is what we do. Real nigga. Double cup. Lean in my cup. This is how we do. We see this. And, look. Who told these niggas to pose? Look how these niggas is out here posed up. Again, look, you see the influence right here. You see the influence right there. They showing you the influence. These are the men that influence. You see this nigga covered in tats? You see this gremlin looking nigga covered in tats? You see this hood hustling nigga who was running the streets and got niggas out here talking about, I'm gonna hustle like Master P and then I'm gonna flip it and make it rip. These are the niggas that's influencing these mindsets that's coming out right there. You niggas didn't have no original mindset. A real nigga to you was this trash. I'm a real one. Oh, I'm a real nigga. Making poses with gang signs and junk. Nigga never joined a gang in his life. And you out here throwing up sets because you seen it on TV. You seen it on the video. You seen all that. You see how the girls respond to that. So you emulate that because you want to get the girls. You want to be that guy. You want to be respected. So you act like these niggas that were propped up and placed in front of you. You looking at stuff the wrong way. You looking at things that, oh, we did this. Oh, this is us. This is our creativity. Was it your creativity or was it the machination of a big corporation that wanted your downfall, that used your rhythm and your talent to push this nonsense? Are we serious? Is this what we're doing? So we want to call this creative? This is creativity? This is creativity. To get up here and be a gay nigga that took advantage of young boys who got a young boy full of trauma growing up, or to be a street hustling nigga that try to show niggas that, oh, you can go out here and poison your community but turn around and make music with it. If you want to call that creative, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You want to call that this creative? These niggas out here doing the same thing. Throwing up sets and stuff. Tattooed all over the place, just hanging out, ain't got nothing to do, just out here, just wilding out, tatted up, acting the same way like what they see on TV. Your soul bound to these images. You bound to this stuff, and you trying to say, oh, this us, this our coach. Nigga outside with his pants hanging off his butt. Oh, that's what we do. I ain't never do no mess like that. Like, nigga, pull your pants up, bro. What you out here putting your pants? That's that homo stuff. Oh, I got my gun in my waist. Oh, look how cool I am. I'm out here standing like, come on, bro. This image is nonsense. Then when we get mad when they look at us and they be like, oh, they look like X, Y, and they want to typecast us, and we get mad, but then we turn around on this other hand and make excuses for these images that were created. Remember what I said in the beginning. Number one, you have to check your steps. If you can't thoughtfully look into what you have going on and not make excuses, then you just let them all just click up off of this and go. Because we ain't making no excuses. We ain't sitting here and be like, oh, it's this. And, oh, but we Hebrews and we doing. No, nigga, everybody been under this. Everybody. We all need to check ourselves to see what fake mess has been put into our soul, because we got a big disassociation going on and we're taking on identities that are not us. And we claim it as us. But it's not us. That's not who the Most High designed us to be. This ain't our creativity. This is a bastardization of the creativity. That's what this is. And we've seen nothing but the bastardization all our life. That's why we have to examine it with honesty so that we can bring forth genuineness that comes from the source, the Most High, not from the Babylon nonsense that these niggas is on. Again, I'm not judging nobody. I ain't telling you. I'm just pointing out the facts. I'm just telling you this is what it is. You can argue with your mama. No, never yet argue with y'all because your mama got nonsense in her too. I say it as somebody whose mama had nonsense in her as well. I started off this whole series telling y'all, hey, a brother got introduced to porn at 2 years old. Like, come on, man. We all got these identities that was put into us. And until we stop and be honest and take a real look at who we are and what we got going on, we'll walk around in circles just like our ancestors and die in the wilderness. We'll keep walking around in circles and die out in the wilderness because we taking on something that ain't us. That ain't us. Same thing again. This young boy here, he not out here thugging, but he doing the young boy thing. And all these jokers want to be vloggers now. Again, where did you get this from? What is this main character? Why are you like everybody got to act like they got the life that's so interesting that it's like a TV show? That's again, we grew up watching TV. So is it any wonder that as soon as you get a cell phone and then the ability to put yourself on the internet, niggas is gonna act like they see it on TV? They're gonna put stuff on like a TV show. You got these doggone jokers talking to cameras and stuff like some Moesha type mess. Like niggas is really making vlogs out here where they're sitting on the bed with their feet dangling. Hey, diary. Today I'm gonna go out and it's gonna be lit. Like, are you serious, my nigga? They always got to do this over the top stuff to get attention. Again, I'm not saying that's what this young man is doing. I'm just doing this as an example because this man right here, he could be off doing something else. He could be off enriching his mind, becoming a scholar. But no, he's out here vlogging because he sees Rakai doing the vlog. He sees Kai Cenat doing the vlog. He sees ISO Speed out here doing it. He sees Phantom out here doing it. He sees Agent out here doing it and all the dudes in his group doing it. He sees all these different folks doing it and see all the motion that they got, how they always be renting these big mansions with girls and stuff in it and everybody paying attention. So what these niggas doing? He's literally doing what he sees. Talking about, oh, I'm just doing my thing. I'm just grinding. No, nigga, you're just copying what you saw because you want to be what they're doing. Are you doing it because what you have, you actually have something to bring? Or are you just out here trying to repeat what you saw somebody else doing? You just out here doing what other people are doing because that's what we do. Like I said, a lot of people are going to be mad because, well, they're just doing their thing. Like, look, what did the scripture say in the beginning? What did he say? Put away a pervert. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me go down a little bit. Ponder the path of thy feet and let all thy ways be established. Anything that you do, you must analyze it under the word of Yah with honesty. You have to. You cannot put new wine into old wineskins. You can't. This is why we all fragmented and you be like, why can't I do this? And why can't I live right? Because you haven't addressed that craggle that's in your soul. That nonsense that has you on nonsense. So don't get it twisted. There's a little bit more to this. So I had another conversation with the robot and I said, hey, when did girls' trips become popular and what made them popular? And so it goes, a timeline of girls' trips trend. The rise of the girls' trip is not a single event, but a gradual shift, often marked by key milestones. 1991 to the 2000s, the niche begins. Early 1900s, companies like Wild Women Expedition, founded in 1991, were pioneers. Through the concept was initially considered niche and unusual. It was considered niche and unusual for a woman back in the 90s to leave her family at home and go traveling by herself with her friends. In 94, the press noted the novelty of women going on canoe trips together. In 2001, women became a major force in niche sectors like adventure travel, accounting for over 65% of all bookings. Early to mid-2000s, the trend picked up full steam with travel industry beginning to take notice. Again, notice the travel industry started to take notice. Keep it in mind. 2008, 2013, the mainstream surge. 2008, the Denver Post noted the cultural shift with women eagerly leaving the menfolk home. By 2013, a major study found 56% of women had taken a girls-only trip with a 15% increase in bookings from the previous year. The total number of girls' trips had grown by a staggering 230% between 1993 and 2008 and had more than doubled again by 2019. There's a reason for this right here, 2013. I'm going to follow up and show you why. 2017 and present, the explosive growth. The release of the blockbuster film Girls Trip had a massive cultural impact, directly inspiring a wave of group travel and serving as a powerful piece of representation. They're literally telling you right there. All these chicks out here talking about, oh, girls trip, oh, we going on the girls trip, and oh, we're gonna go on the girls trip, and we're gonna do that, oh, we can sit on my idea on the girl trip. You a little monkey see, monkey do. You have no original thoughts. You only want to do this because you've seen somebody else do it, and now you out here run and do it. It's like, what made it popular? For decades, the norm was women didn't vacation without their families. Today, there's a growing prioritization of self-care. Main character syndrome, leading women to carve out me time from work and family responsibilities. Many women now realize they can be both a mother or career woman and a traveler. That's the biggest lie that's been sold out here since forever. Even men know this. As men, we know when we get married, they be like, hey, it's just some things we can't do no more. Men naturally know this. You don't hang out with your homeboys like that. No, you don't hang out with them as much no more. You still go out every now and then, but hey, you be like, hey, I can't hang out all night like that. I gotta get home. I gotta see about my old lady. I gotta see about my kids. Men naturally, most men, there are still some childish, retarded men that's out here, but most men understand this. When we get married, we know, okay, I can't stay up all night playing video games, like I used to with the boys playing Call of Duty. I can't do that. We gotta tighten up and spend some time with the kids and, and the wife and stuff. I can't be out here running the streets with my boys like I used to. I gotta stay home and make sure I got home correct. We naturally do this. Whereas on the other side, they've been programming women. Oh, you can leave them all at home and you'll be fine. Oh, yeah, I can't tell you the amount of times I be hearing stories from dudes that they chicks be gone almost 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 months out of the year. They be home alone with the kids and the woman be out jet setting. That's backwards as all get out. I'm sorry. That's backwards. That is backwards. I ain't saying that everywhere. There's certain instances, yeah, but every time you go, it's got to be a girls trip. That sounds gay to me. I'm sorry. You married, like if I seen a dude and he always like, bro, let's go all hang out. Like, bro, let's go have a bros. I'm like, my dude. Hey, bro. And we can go hang out every now and then, my nigga. But this is the 3rd month of the year, my nigga. Don't you got a chick? Don't you got somebody to like? Why we out like? After a while, you be like, bro, I'm tired of looking at you niggas. Like, come on. So I asked a follow-up question to the robot. Wouldn't the advent of reality TV and the lavish girls trips they took play a major factor in influencing women as well? And that's, I had it in deep think mode. So that you could put the deep seek and deep think where it actually takes its time and thinks through and it'll show you its thinking process. So I had it in deep think mode on this one to get some better comprehensive answers. And of course, it comes out and it goes, redefining the cast trip as a destination and experience. Reality TV didn't just show vacations, it transformed them into high-stakes narrative events. The girls' trip became a cornerstone of the viewing experience, a pillar of the franchise. Longtime fans know that a show's cast trip is often the most anticipated part of the season. This is reality TV, where tensions run the highest and bonds are tested. This built-in drama inherently makes travel look like a central thrilling activity. From day trip to iconic getaway. Early reality trips were modest, like a day trip to Lake Havasu. However, the tides turned for good in 2010. Remember the years that it blew up? When the Real Housewives of New York City took their infamous trip to St. John, an excursion forever dubbed Scary Island. Its high ratings proved the concept and effectively made dramatic destination-focused travel a permanent part of the genre, creating a new genre. The success of these vacation episodes directly led to the creation of entire shows centered on the idea, such as the Real Housewives' Ultimate Girls Trip. This reinforced the very concept of the girls' trip as a television genre in and of itself. The FOMO, from FOMO to lifestyle aspiration. Reality TV sells an aspirational lifestyle, and the girls' trip is a core part of that package. If you realize and you remember, because unfortunately I got roped into some. I used to watch the Housewives of Atlanta because the chick I was talking to at the time, that's what she used to watch with. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna suffer through this show because after the show I'm trying to make it do what it do. So I'm sitting here watching this garbage show, but little did I know I'm sitting here getting invested in the junk in myself. I'm like, yo, this is kind of crazy. This, all the drama and all that stupid mess and all that crap. Started realizing this crap. You start getting caught up in it. And every other episode, they taking trips. They all going out. These women out here portraying this stuff. They carrying these bags. They dressing all like this. And now when you see these heifers running around, they doing the exact same thing. I swear, this chick, Nene, got so many copycats running around out here, all these different various chicks from these things. So these women have no mind of their own. They dress the same. They all look the same. They do their makeup the same. They want the same dresses. They want the same purses. They want to go on the same trips. They literally have no mind of their own. And this is where this mess comes from, because they were presented this narrative of these ultra Aggie hyenas who always had some no good dude all around. I think Nene probably was the only one that had a decent dude. I think she was actually pretty decent to them. I think she was the only one that was like decent to her husband. Like your boy Greg, y'all rest his soul. He was the only one that really was like not a goofball to the highest degree like the other one. She was the only one who somewhat respected her man. All these other chicks disrespecting their man, talking greasy, crazy, doing all this stuff, all this crazy. Like this became the norm, and women absorbed this content. And now we wonder why they're acting the same exact way. You got these broke behind, not a dollar to their name chicks fronting like they on a reality show. This is why they constantly making these camera videos on YouTube, and I'm not on YouTube, on TikTok and on Instagram, saying stuff that the doggone CIA would have to waterboard out of me. And even then, I might take that one to the grave. I'm like, girl, they would have had to waterboard that out of me. And even then, like, they be saying the crazy stuff because they got this main character syndrome. Because what happens in the reality show? After they go through the nonsense, what do? They go in the back and they talk to the camera. That's why you see all these chicks out here talking to the camera. Because they've been programmed. This is what's been going on, what's been going around. What's been out here. Normalizing women-only travel. By showcasing all female trips as fun, glamorous, and essential, reality TV helped normalize the idea of women vacationing without their partners or families, an antidote to loneliness. A study found that 37% of women aged 35 to 44 strongly agree that girls' trips are important for meeting new people. Reality shows often portray this need for adult female connection, reinforcing that these trips are a powerful remedy to social isolation, which is hilarious because every time they had the trips, somebody end up not, I'm not her friend no more, and I'm not going to talk to her no more, and I left the group chat, and it's always this little petty, stupid, childish nonsense that jumps off. But yeah, it's all about social, powerful remedy to social isolation. Okay. It's always drama when they go. A platform for representation. Reality now for more diverse representations of female friendship. The girls' trip not only became a massive box office success, but its positive portrayal of a close-knit group of Black women provided vital representation and directly inspired a surge of similar travel. The same women that's going overseas paying these broke Jamaican men to rub their behinds. That's girls' trips today. Where they be going and doing all this homo on the low stuff. There's a lot of women coming out here talking about the stuff that be going on. They be out here doing stuff. Getting drunk, acting crazy and goofy, cheating. They be cheating left and right. Cheating. That's why it's hilarious when it said that they get to go and have a powerful remedy to social isolation. Yeah, so they can go find some random nigga out there and go and get crack. That's what they do. That's what they do. Have a whole man at home, but be out here running around acting the fool because that's the culture. The whole culture has been made normalized into things. And this is what people act out without questioning it, they just roll with it because nobody questions their steps no more. Everybody wants to make excuses for sitting in the poop pile that Babylon threw us into instead of getting up, dusting yourself off, and then running to the word of Yah to get a wash. And again, girls' trips. See, I wasn't just coming for the men. Look at these goofy heifers. Look, goofy. All of them. Especially the one shaped like a. Let me stop. I ain't gonna talk about these Frigidaire shaped young ladies. But look, just again, no natural minds, just nonsense. Again, see, main character syndrome. Oh look, look at me. Look, I'm so interesting. Look, here's my friend. We're so interesting. Oh my God. Look at us. Oh my God. Look. We're talking into the camera. Nobody knows who we are, but oh my God, we're just so interesting that we're gonna make a vlog. We're not on vacation. We can't just vacation and have a normal vacation and live in the moment. No, we gotta make content. No, and look, she's gotta orchestrate everybody and put it all in together. You got Monkey D. Luffy sitting in the middle there. Let me get off of this with that nonsense. But this is what I'm saying. Look, this nonsense. Oh, I got a drone. I'm a flat drone. Take a drone shot because that's what people do. They take drone shots. Oh my God, bikinis. Now I'm gonna go out and dress whorish. Even though I'm pregnant, I'm away from my husband. Pregnant. Y'all see that the boop? And I gotta let everybody know I'm pregnant by folding my shirt up. Pregnant, out here running around with these chicks. Why? Because you have no thoughts to yourself. You have no independent thoughts. And trust, it's not just them. It's these. Look at me. I'm so edgy. I'm throwing the finger up. Oh my God. Look at us. Oh, look, main character syndrome. We out here singing the song with my fake lashes that don't even fit right. They look like they offset by 35 degrees hanging off my eyeball. But this is what we do, y'all. This is what we do. This is the nonsense. This is what the stuff that we doing. Camera all in the face, talking main character syndrome. Niggas have no inspiration. Oh my gosh, isn't my wig amazing? Oh my God, look again, the stupid rapper crap that you see. Where's the creativity? I'm still looking for the creativity because all I see are clones. This is literally Attack of the Clones. All these niggas do the same thing from female to male. You have a disassociation problem. Your personality may not fully be yours. These things that you cling to, these things that you like and you love, and this is just a surface level. I'm talking about all kinds of stuff. When you have as a woman and you find out, why am I automatically angry at my husband? Why does it seem like stress and struggle for me to be sweet to my man? Why? Because you've been programmed and told that that man is your enemy. And that soul tie inside of you still is regulated against your men. I'm telling you, sometimes I sit on groups and I hear women talk about their men and how they struggle to do right by their man. And it literally makes me not want to get married. Because as a man, I don't struggle to do for my women. But it's retarded that you got to sit here and fight yourself to do something decent for me as a man. I'd rather be single. I'd rather be single. They telling men, oh, well, you got to go chase a woman and do all this. Who? Says who? Says who? Ain't nobody chased no chick before. They sent a servant to say, hey, we trying to get married or whatever, this and this and that. The only one who had to run and chase was Jacob because Jacob messed up and Jacob was reaping what he sowed. That's where that nigga messed up right there. Because had he not did that, he would have had enough money for the bride price. He wouldn't have had to jump through hoops and play them games like that. But he was a victim of his own circumstances. But they want you to run out here and chase after this. After that. And as a woman, this is what they aspire to. You don't want to you imagine your kids coming up and seeing you running around doing all this. Oh, this is what my mommy did. This is what mommy did. Mommy was lit. That's what they want to say. Look what mommy was doing. Look what mommy. Again, there's some garbage rap song playing in the background. They probably rode Spirit to get where they was getting just to flex for these stupid things. Again, where are our priorities? Where is our mindset? Why are we letting other people dictate what we find important in our life? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Oh, like I said, it's not just here. I want to show you something real quick. You see, this is a common thing in Japan with the J-pop girls and the groups, and they have the coordinated dances, and this is a common thing. They're dressed up like little Konoha ninjas. Oh my God, isn't that cute? Just so you know, there is a big issue, especially in the coming years in Japan, growing pedophilia issues. I wonder why. Is it that we dress our women up like little girls? That we have this little girl aesthetic. Not saying that they're dressed up like little girls, but I can show you some other stuff. There's a whole bunch of other stuff, but I ain't gonna go there. You see that? And then here we go. Another one dressed up like an anime character from an anime. And again, she's just up there. The dances that she's doing, if anybody who's seen J-pop, we know that this is typical J-pop dancing. Typical J-pop dancing. Why is it that she can't just get up there and just make a choreography of her own, not dressed up as another anime character? Again, somebody else's imagination, not emulating the moves from other J-pop groups, because that's essentially what she's doing. Like, if you've ever seen this is legit like the typical J-pop girl dance, except usually there's like 5 of them up there. Again, it's not just limited to here, y'all. It's everywhere. Where we're given a paradigm and people don't want to go outside of the paradigm because they don't want to be ostracized. So they fall into paradigms. And some of them fall into it because they want to get what others have gotten, because they'll take some people, manufacture them to be an image that they want. They make these artists in their image. When they say they sell their soul, that's real. That's what happened. Because they take you and they mold you in their image. You can't be these people. You can't be yourself. You have to assimilate into this thing. I think the rapper Designer is a perfect example. When Designer first came out, that nigga came out talking like the boy from the Wild Thornberries. He come out with the panda. Nigga rap like a soundboard, bro. You would think that there was just a nigga back there with an Elgato soundboard button station, just pushing buttons, and that's the song. Like, that's all the nigga was doing. He was speaking in retarded tongues. He was all over the place, but that's what got him famous. But then after he fell off and he came back, now he making songs. It's like, yo, he making songs where he sounding like a human. He actually got bars. He actually saying something now. But see, he's not famous no more. He not on that. He don't got those obligations on him no more. So now he could be himself, and now he can rap how he want to rap. These people can't be themselves. They don't want you to be. They want you to fit into the mold that they give you. And then for you to call, oh, look at her. She's so creative. What's creative about this? She's dressed up as Momo from Dan to Dan. Those who don't know, that's an anime. She's dressed up as a girl from an anime doing dances from J-pop. What about this is original? What about this is creativity? Where is that at? Again, I know creativity, some things are based on other things, and this is a different way and stuff, but this stuff right here, I'm just saying, it's constant. I could find you numerous videos like this of random chicks. They'll have like little J-pop, little stand-ups here and there, where you'll have a bunch of chicks just off the street doing all this stuff, trying to get their way into the J-pop scene. Over there, just the same way over here. I remember back in the day where they had this MTV show about being in a music video and for dancers. This girl had a full ride from her parents. Hebrew chick. Her parents paid for her to go to medical school. This intelligent young lady dropped out of medical school so she could jump on this video show on MTV and dance in a Missy Elliott video. That was her idea. That was her aspiration. Her dream was to be a background dancer in the Missy Elliott video. Instead of going in, being a doctor, and maybe pioneering a new type of medicine, or pioneering a different way of healing a disease, or pioneering a special type of surgery, or, thinking with your mind and using your mind to expand the field of medical. Nah, I want to go shake my thing on a Missy Elliott stage. I want to chase my dreams and shake my butt with Missy Elliott. I'll be remembered. Then when I get before the Most High in heaven, he can say, what did you do with your life? And I can be like, I was twerking in the Missy Elliott video. What did you do with your life, son? Oh, I was a real nigga. I made a lot of baby mamas, and I ran these streets, and niggas knew who I was. I was alpha. That what you gonna tell the creator of the heaven and earth when you get before him? Oh, what did you do? Oh, I was a boss B. I ran these streets. I had many a nigga in my Rolodex. I just had a rotation of niggas. I was taking girls trips, and I was out there. This is what you gonna tell? You think that this is gonna get you props in the heaven if you get in at all? Do you think that any of these things, the Most High Yah, creator of heaven and earth, gives a flip about? A flying pancake flip? He don't care about none of this mess. And that's really a lot of the things. Like, there's so many things that I know I could have done, and I'm like, man, I should have did this. I should have did that. But then I put it in the context. If I would have gone out and been a streamer and did my thing with video games and got big and started, getting millions of streams or whatever, what good would that do? The Most High said, feed my sheep, and I'm out here playing video games and making jokes and making niggas laugh for my own game. Yeah, I don't have to work. I feel good. I don't have to, go to a normal job and whatever. But what am I doing? If I just go and I'm making movies and I'm doing this or doing that, like, how would it please the Most High? If I don't make movies, about the Most High word, because people ain't trying to see that, so I'm just going to make this, then I'm going to work my way in the industry, and then I'm going to change it from the inside and compromise to get in. Where does the Most High get glory? Where does he get glory in any of this mess? Oh, I'm going to be the number one vlogger. I'm out here on my grind. I'm vlogging. I'm doing my thing and doing that. Where in the world would the Most High say, yeah, I told you to go out there and vlog these parties and vlog all this stuff? And like, what? We have to realize that we're not here just to be here, to be idle. We have a job to do. The Most High said the harvest is ready, but the harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. Feed his sheep. I mean, get out there and do what you do. Whether you got a musical talent and use that for Yah, whether you got whatever. If anything not done for Yah, what's it for? Even when you raise your family, I'm raising my family in the fear and admonition of Yah. So that way I can raise up future priests, future godly, wise women that can help shape the culture to lead it towards Yah. So that way we can be leaders in the world so people can look up and say, oh, them Hebrews is on something, and they can turn themselves over to Yah. That's where our goal needs to be, not these idle pursuits, this fake creativity nonsense that they put inside of us, because it's not creativity. It's all within a box that they've handed to us. And there's so many boxes that's out there. This is just a primer, just to get you to think about something. Why is it these things so important to you? Why is it that you have to prioritize these things? Will you think the Most High give a care about the story of Dan to Dan? Hey, I cosplayed this character in Dan to Dan. Do you think he's going to care? Okay, so you dressed up as a chick who fought aliens and helped the young man find his testicles. That's literally what the story is about. It's crazy. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, we have to look at ourselves and order our steps. We have to contemplate our steps. Ponder the path of thy feet and let all thy ways be established. And that's really the key line for this whole diatribe that I've gone through. Ponder the path of thy feet. Understand that propaganda can and is still being used against you. Understand that a lot of the things that you like, a lot of the things that you claim as your personality may not even be from you. That's why I said in the beginning, it's going to take an honest look into your soul to be honest and see who you are and what is really you and what isn't you, so you can truly find yourself. So you can look. This is why the Most High said the heart is deceitfully wicked. Who can search it? You need Yah to help you search your heart to find out what is garbage, because we have been influenced by this demonic backwards system. It is backwards. It is a matriarchy when the Most High raised us in a patriarchy. It is all about, do what you want to do what thou wilt, when Yah gave us laws not to restrict us, but to keep us down a righteous path so we can truly be free. Because you're not free from your emotions when you're bound in your soul. You're not free. You're bound. You're still in the box they've given you. And the Most High wants to free you from those boxes. But they've lied and told, they put it backwards. Oh, that's that legal stuff, that law, that's crazy. Oh, they doing too much. Oh, it ain't that serious. Yeah, they want you to think that so you could stay bound. So that's what I got to say today. Like I said, I know a lot of folks ain't gonna like it because it's gonna put a mirror up to us as a people. We especially Hebrew. It's Esau and them, or it's them white folks. Nah, nigga, it's us too. That's the first thing we got to realize. The whole reason why we here is because of us. In the nonsense that our ancestors did. We have to look at us first and fix us before we worry about them. I'm just showing them as an example to say, hey, it's all over the place. But my main concern is my people. And we have to take an honest look in, because we've been in some mess for 400 years. We are traumatized and we have issues, every last one of us. All of us have nonsense bound to our soul that we have to rip it out, even though it hurts. It may feel like you're removing the very foundation of who you are, and that's good, because that means you can really become who Yah meant for you to be, sans all the pollution and the cancer that this Babylon system brainwashed into you from the time you was 2 years old. So, with that, man, I'm going to go ahead and close it down. I appreciate y'all coming through. Those that stuck around, if you didn't like it, I still say bless you anyways. I pray y'all will open up your eyes, and that's all we can do. So I'll see y'all again in 2 weeks. Next week's my bye week. And I'll see y'all again and see y'all later. Remember, just like my man Sean Slaughter said, man, this path, it's narrow. It is a narrow, narrow path. We say this all the time as Christians, and even, when we wake up as Hebrews, we still say the same thing, that, it's narrow, and, there's only a remnant and all these different things. And we got to realize, bro, that this narrow path is real. And walking a narrow path means you can't do everything. You can't run with everything. You have to get to the point where it seems like you're ripping yourself apart at the seams, because we've been so soaked up in this nonsense. That's what it's going to take for you to be free. So with that, I pray y'all be blessed, and I'll see y'all later.
My prayer closet is full of dead bones and skeletons, ill wills, broken promises. Hatred is my medicine, my flesh, dirty voices in my head, talking 730, foul visions, keep my conscience prison. I'm the adversary, man, it ain't all good. Push me too far, cause it's your hood. Crack like ball bats, smacking balls all wood. But I'm a worshiper, I spit the truth to murderers. I focus on eternal love, yet I fit the bloody glove, the broken arrow, trying to walk a path. Crazy narrow, trying to see the Christ. All I see right now, hazy shadows, plus my kicks, muddy from the detours of my flesh, man. Thought I was the best, man. Kid, I'm just a fresh man. Stay locked on this narrow path. Ain't no bus stop, street cops, weed spots, vendors selling free spots. It's the path of the fire, the walk of the flame, the walk in the vein. My cleave marks a victory lane. Come on. This is the road that we walk. This is the flame that we spark. This is the shot in the dark. This is narrow. This is the foreigner's land. This is the covenant plan. This is the blood on my hand. This is narrow. This is my final cry. Your world is alive. This is the live it or die. This is narrow. This is the path of the scar. This is the pull in your car. This is the rap for the raw. This is narrow. Kid, I'm walking, checking cracks for eternal destiny. This armorer got sweat at me, stormy weather be wetting me. My map is spiritual, my diet, prophet, prayer, and hymnals. I talk to God continual without hearing the decibel. I'm lost, kid, can't poly now with the rest of you. God, I'm stressing you, cause I'm a leader, I'm impressionable. And every step I take, streets is watching for the self-destruction, game reduction. Every life I'm touching, so much teeth for sucking like I care. I was in the grabbing hand, lapping beer. Christ called me here, so I'll serve him like a concierge with all the strength in my